thanks for watching. Welcome to another Side Hustle Saturday. So it is about 8:52 and I'm heading down south on another sourcing trip. It's about 2 hours. The place where I'm going is about 2 hours from my house. So I got an early start this morning. I don't think I've ever been here this early before, so that'll be fun to see what I pick up. And if I can, I'll try to throw in some footage of the place where I'm going. So it is the beginning of the month and I have these ridiculously audacious goals for February. I don't know if I'd call them audacious so much as they are, they're bigger than anything I've ever done before. So this is, my goal is larger than my biggest month, because my largest month ever was $1,000 in gross revenue, which was about $300 profit, a little bit more because I didn't buy any inventory that month. That was all stuff from around the house. So this is going to be an interesting month for sure. It's going to be a lot of work, and right now it's just super challenging. It's a lot of hustle right now to actually physically list each item, because each item is unique and I need to take measurements for everything. So that's a lot of work, and hopefully my plan is to not have to work that hard in the future. So this is just to kind of get up and going, to generate enough to put something towards debt, but also to save, retain some earnings in order to buy more inventory that will be just kind of not replenishable, but will be restockable, I guess. So that's the plan. I guess I can't negate the fact that it's exciting, and I do enjoy some aspects of this. Otherwise I wouldn't do it. I'd find something else to do. But I enjoy that it's kind of like the thrill of the hunt. Like, you never know when you might stumble on something that's worth a lot. So that's exciting. From January, my first, I guess my most remarkable sale was, it was funny, because I almost didn't list these items. My mom travels a lot. She goes to like Ghana and Kenya and Israel. And she's cleaning out her closet, God bless, because we've all got a lot of crap. Well, I try to live as minimal and clutter-free as possible, but she's in the process of releasing a lot of stuff that she's gathered from a lot of her travels. So she has these, she had a dress and 2 jackets that she'd had handmade. The dress had a matching backpack and one of the jackets had a matching purse. So she brought them down to my listing area and was like, I don't know if you can sell these, but see what you can do. It's like, all right. So I listed them. At first I thought it's going to be a lot of work, a lot of hassle to list, because you have to measure. I'm thinking like, who's going to buy this and how am I going to list this? Because they were so individual and handmade. And like they took measurements of her and made them to her to fit her. So I figured just follow your process and see what happens. So I did, and I listed them. And within a week, someone messaged me with the best offer. So would you take this much, or would you combine shipping? And I'm like, sure, why not? And then she asked about some of the jackets. She was like, are there pockets? And I said, no, sadly not. Didn't think anything of it. The next day, she submitted an offer for there were 3 items total in the purse. So 2 of the listings, and combined, it totaled $70. So she submitted an offer for those 2 items that cost $70. And I was like, sure, you can have absolutely, like, I will take that offer. So that was really amazing. And then, so I shipped them out right away, and put in a note. And the next day, within 2 days, I got feedback from her for each item, saying how happy she was and how it was like wearable art. She was like, it's one of a kind, it'll go with everything, it looks fantastic, thank you so much. And I was just shocked, because here's me thinking it's not even worth the trouble to list it. I almost put them in the donation bin. To go from it's not even worth the trouble to someone being over the moon, overjoyed, and feeling like she got a bargain, was just incredible. And that probably was the most rewarding thing ever, because these items, like, they meant a lot to my mom. She just wasn't wearing them. And it was such a neat feeling to say, taking these things that she doesn't wear but are great items, and then giving them to someone who will wear them and appreciate them. So that was kind of a cool situation and story, and I got to make a little money in the process. So that was really amazing and rewarding. So I keep trying to tell myself, this is why I do what I do, and this is why I'm using this particular engine at the moment, because it's available to me, I know how to do it, and I enjoy it. So I just happen to be pumping the gas just a little bit. I happen to be pedal to the metal at the moment. So it's going to be a lot of work, and I know that, and that's okay. It's not forever, it's for now. So I guess I'm just telling myself that, and I'm buckling up for the ride. It is snowing. Just about noon on that same day. I'm all done sourcing and starting to feel it. I'm starting to feel a little bit, starting to feel tired because I was up at 5 this morning to make it to the place where I source by around 9, with a stop at the beach in between. So I think I did okay-ish. I got fewer items of clothing, or fewer items in general, but my strategy is to look for items that may potentially sell for a higher profit. So, and I apologize for the background noise. My car cabin is not as quiet as I would like, but we make do. So my strategy for selling online in general, as I ramp up, is sort of threefold. So number one, I just want to increase the number of listings, full stop. So where I did last month, I was at, I think I listed 60 new items with about a $10 price point a piece. So I did bang on about $600 in total revenue. So that's gross, not net. So $600 gross, around 300 net. So my plan is, number one, just to list more, to have more listings. Number two is to list in a variety of categories, because notoriously the winter months are terribly slow for clothing selling, because then that's majority of what I do is clothing. I would say maybe 70%, 70 to 80% right now is clothing. So I do clothing, handbags, and some electronics and shoes. So my plan, the second prong of my plan is to diversify the categories. So I'm trying some different things. I picked up a couple new things, and we'll see how they do. It's a complete crapshoot. Like, I looked up comparable items that have sold in the past 90 days to see how they did, but it's all it's depending on the item, depending on the way that I list it. So we'll see how they do. And the third prong is just to list items that will sell for a higher price, will command a higher profit. The concern with that is, at a higher profit, people are, and understandably so, a little bit more choosy about the item when they receive it. So they'll be a little bit more critical when they look it over. When someone's buying a $10 pair of pants, they don't like it, it's a hassle to return it for $10. You'd be surprised, but on the whole, they're not going to return it for $10. I know I wouldn't. So I try to think, what would I do as a seller? What would I want as a seller, or as a buyer? So with a higher price point, there's more potential for returns, for dissatisfaction. So I really have to be on my customer service game as I ramp up the margin of the items that I sell. So that's my strategy for this month. We'll see how it goes. I have in the past, and I've heard this from other people, in particular other YouTubers, I'm prone to burnout and to getting really tired, so I can already kind of see that starting to creep in. And I'm actively putting together a plan to head that off, and to kind of know that that's a potential, and to step in to have things ready to go so that I don't get burnt out that easily. Self-care is hugely important, and that's certainly going to be a factor in keeping myself motivated to sell at the volume that I need to sell in order to hit my goals. So that's where we are for the day. If I don't, when I get home, I may insert some additional footage. If not, to end it here. But thanks as always for watching. I so appreciate you, and I'd love to hear how your side hustles are going, or if you have any questions about the way that I'm planning on doing things this month. So thanks again for watching, and I hope you'll keep watching. So here is some quick footage of the items that I picked up from my sourcing trip. Those are 2 VCRs, which I just started trying to sell. And this is a VCR recorder. They call it a reporter. Not sure if it works. Need a charger. These are 2 little items and some shoes. Over here we had 4 pairs of shoes, and then some tote bags. They're in pretty good condition, and those types of bags usually sell pretty well for me. What else do we have? We have a giant, this is a 90-liter backpack and duffel combination, which looks pretty promising. And then we have some clothes. These are Joe's jeans in a size 36, which is a good size. Usually I don't pick up denim, but these are premium, and I happen to love the brand Joe's, so hoping for good things for that. And that little flash you saw was just a Forever 21 blazer that I think I'm going to use. And this is an Eddie Bauer hoodie, quasi hoodie. It's like open at the top, that I think I'm going to use for myself too. And that's a Rockstar t-shirt. It's a hand and book of piano exercises. Hand and piano book exercise. Again, altogether I got 15 items. Paid about $3 per item, which is a little bit higher than I like to be around. Altogether I picked up 15 items for about $50, which works out to a higher profit margin than $3 per item, which is kind of a lot for me. I'd usually try to stick to.